All right, so listen to this. We're going to be diving deep into this story about a homeless guy in L.A.
Okay.
named Daryl. And he kind of comes up with this, like, out there way to get help.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just, like, holding a sign asking for money or whatever,
Right.
he decides to aim a little higher.
Interesting.
Yeah, we're talking Elon Musk.
Wow.
And get this, our single source for this whole deep dive tells us that Musk actually responded to the guy.
That's pretty wild. I mean, you wouldn't think someone like Elon Musk, with all his money and like global stuff going on, would even notice someone like that, let
Examine.
alone like actually talk to them.
Yeah, so try to imagine this. Daryl's just sitting there on the corner of Wilshire and Vermont,
Okay.
holding this sign that just says, Elon, I need help to change my life.
Huh.
Not your average, I need a few bucks kind of sign,
You
right?
are not all.
And then bam, a Tesla pulls up.
Seriously?
I know, right?
That's kind of crazy.
Well, what's really interesting about this is that it kind of shows you a couple of things. Like what? Like first, how powerful it can be to just directly ask for what you want.
Yeah.
Like Daryl could have just stayed in the background and hoped for the best,
Right.
but he chose to stand out.
To be bold.
Exactly. And then the second thing
Okay.
is that it plays on Musk's image.
As like a disruptor.
Yeah, he's all about solving the big problems. So
Yeah.
maybe he saw this as like a challenge.
I could see that. I mean, he's known for taking risks and doing things differently.
Right, totally.
So maybe this appealed to that side of him.
It's almost like Daryl found a way to hack the system,
Yeah.
instead of going through all the usual channels,
He went straight to the top.
right to the source.
Is someone who's known for not playing by the rules.
And you know what? It actually worked.
It did.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't just about the money.
Oh, really?
No. Our source tells us that Musk didn't just like throw some cash at Daryl and drive away.
He didn't.
Nope. He actually got out of the car and sat down with him.
Wow.
Yeah, he wanted to hear Daryl's story.
To understand his situation.
Yeah.
Okay, so wait. This is where things get really interesting, right?
Oh, yeah, totally.
So what happened next?
So Musk ends up giving Daryl $10,000.
$10,000.
Yeah, no, it's super generous.
That's huge.
But here's the catch.
Okay, there's a catch.
He tells Daryl he can't use it for, like, the quick fixes, you know?
Not just for food or a place to stay.
Exactly. It has to be used to build something.
Something sustainable.
Yeah, something that'll actually change his life for good.
That's really interesting, because this really shows you Musk's whole philosophy.
Like,
Well, it's not about just giving handouts. It's more about investing in people.
okay.
It's like he's saying, look, I'm not just going to give you money to solve your problems right now. I'm going to give you a chance to prove yourself.
I see.
And this idea of investing in people's potential instead of just handing out money,
Yeah.
it's something that's been used in like developing countries.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with things like microloan programs. The goal is to give people the tools they need to lift themselves out of poverty,
Yeah.
instead of just making them reliant on handouts.
Right, to help them stand on their own 2 feet.
Exactly.
That's almost like a social experiment in a way.
I guess it is.
And of course, this is Elon Musk we're talking about.
Yeah.
So he adds another little twist.
What's that?
He tells Daryl that he's going to be watching.
Oh, wow.
Talk about pressure, right?
I can't imagine.
So now Daryl's got this money, this chance to turn things around. And this guy, like Elon Musk, watching his every move.
That's a lot to handle.
It is. So what does he do?
I don't know. What would you do?
Well, first things first, he heads to the library.
The library.
No, not exactly where I'd picture myself after getting $10,000.
Yeah.
But I guess when you're trying to rebuild your life, knowledge is power, right?
Yeah, definitely.
He knows he needs to get the skills and the knowledge to make this work.
Right. He can't just blow the money on whatever he wants.
Exactly. He's got to be strategic about it.
Just got to plan for the future.
So while most people would probably be out celebrating Daryl's at the library, hitting the books.
Interesting.
Yeah, learning about starting a business, budgeting, all that stuff.
Smart.
Then he uses some of the money to buy some basic tools and finds this rundown storage unit to use as his workspace.
A storage unit.
Yeah, I know it's not much, but it's a start.
It's a place to begin.
It's like he's building his own little empire from scratch.
His own little world.
And it's definitely not glamorous, but it's his.
Yeah.
So he starts small, fixing bikes, appliances, whatever he can get his hands on.
Makes sense.
And then, and this is a cool little detail, his first customer shows up.
Okay.
This guy named Victor with a broken microwave.
A microwave.
And Victor ends up paying Daryl $30 for the repair.
$30.
I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but for Daryl, this is huge.
I bet it was.
It's like proof that he can do this.
Right.
That he can provide a service and make money.
That he has something to offer.
Exactly. It's a small win, but it gives him the motivation to keep going.
It's a step in the right direction.
And that's exactly what he does.
Good for him.
Word starts getting around about his repair skills,
Mm-hmm.
and slowly but surely his business starts to grow.
Awesome.
But of course, it wasn't all easy, you know.
What do you mean?
I mean, going from homeless to running your own business, there are going to be challenges.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
This is where that whole idea of resilience comes in.
It's not just about having a good idea or getting some money to get started.
Right.
It's about being able to handle the tough time,
The ups and downs.
to bounce back from setbacks.
To never give up.
Exactly.
And trust me, Daryl faced his share of challenges.
I can imagine.
Tools break, customers don't always pay on time.
Right.
And there are definitely moments when he starts to doubt himself.
Like, can he really pull this off?
Exactly.
Well, self-doubt is something a lot of entrepreneurs struggle with.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when they're starting from a tough place.
It's like a constant battle between hope and fear, right?
Yeah. But the people who succeed are the ones who can push through that.
Who hold on to their vision.
Of a better future.
And Daryl, he definitely had that vision.
That's good.
There's this point in the story where he's feeling really down.
Okay.
Like almost ready to quit.
Oh, no.
He's working late in a storage unit, surrounded by broken stuff, and just feeling totally overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But then he remembers something that Musk said to him.
What was that?
You asked for this.
Wow.
Yeah, it's powerful, right?
It really is.
It's like a reminder that he chose this path.
That he has the power to control his own destiny.
Even when things get tough.
He has agency.
Exactly.
And it's huge.
And for Daryl, that choice was to keep going.
Good for him.
And just when things are starting to look up, fate throws him a curveball.
A curveball.
But this one ends up changing everything.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
So it turns out this local journalist stumbles upon Daryl's story.
Oh, wow.
She's fascinated by this whole homeless guy turned entrepreneur thing.
I bet.
And she writes an article about him.
Cool.
It's called From Homeless to Hopeful.
I love that title.
And guess what? It goes viral.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing how a story can just take off like that. It can
Right.
change the way people think about things, inspire them to get involved,
Totally.
and it can connect people from all over.
It's like his story just resonated with people.
Like it gave them hope.
That even when things are tough,
Yeah.
you can still turn your life around.
Right.
People loved his story.
They were inspired by his drive to make things better.
By his hustle.
Yeah. And the fact that he wanted to help others too.
And all that attention on his story, it did wonders for his business.
Oh, yeah.
Donations started coming in like crazy.
Seriously.
They got tons of new customers.
That's great.
And he even started getting invited to speak at events.
No way.
Yeah, to talk about his experience.
What a turnaround.
Oh, pretty incredible, right?
It really is.
I mean, almost overnight, he goes from barely getting by to being this local hero.
A symbol of hope.
A second chance for everyone.
Hey, you know what's really cool about all of this? Is that even with all the success, he never forgot where he came from.
Oh, yeah. There's this one detail in the story that I thought was really telling.
What's that?
So his business is doing great. He's getting all this recognition.
Yeah.
And he decides to put a donation jar in his workshop.
Okay.
But get this, the money wasn't for him.
It wasn't.
Nope, he was using it to help other homeless people.
That's awesome.
Yeah, buying them food supplies, whatever they needed.
Wow, that's so generous of him.
It's like he knew that this chance he got,
Yeah.
it wasn't just for him.
You wanted to pay it forward.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He wanted to create this ripple effect of good in his community.
That's amazing.
It shows that real success isn't just about making money for
It's
yourself.
about lifting others up.
It's
too.
about using what you have to help those who are still struggling.
Right, because we're all connected in a way.
Exactly.
Daryl's success becomes a source of hope for others,
It shows them that change is possible.
that they can break free from their own struggles.
It's really inspiring.
It is! But wait a minute, didn't we say earlier that Musk was going to be watching?
Oh, yeah, I almost forgot about that.
So what happened? Did he actually check in on Daryl?
Oh, he definitely did.
Really?
Yeah, picture this. It's late. Daryl's working in a storage unit,
Okay.
which is now packed with all this stuff.
Right.
Tools, electronics, donations.
Right.
And
Yeah.
suddenly, a Tesla pulls up outside.
No way.
Yeah, and it's the same Tesla from before.
Musk came back.
He sure did.
Wow. I can't believe he actually went back to see how Daryl was doing.
And it wasn't just a quick drive-by either.
What do you mean?
He got out of the car, walked into the storage unit,
He did.
and spent time talking to Daryl.
Seriously?
Yeah, He wanted to see everything.
To see how Daryl had used the money.
Exactly, and what he'd accomplished.
That's incredible. I mean, most investors wouldn't do that.
Right, they just care about the numbers.
But Musk actually took the time to see the impact firsthand.
To connect with Daryl on a personal level.
It's like he was genuinely interested in Daryl's journey.
Yeah, and it wasn't just about the business side of things either.
Oh.
Musk was impressed by Daryl's work ethic.
Right.
His creativity.
Yeah.
The way he'd turned this rundown storage unit into something special.
It's like Daryl had taken that initial investment and multiplied it.
He'd created something much bigger than himself.
Something that could inspire others.
Exactly. And, Musk, he loves to make a statement.
Yeah.
So after seeing all that Daryl had done, he decided to up the ante.
Wait, what do you mean?
He wrote Daryl a check.
Another one?
For $50,000.
$50,000.
Yeah, he saw the potential in what Daryl was building.
Right.
And he wanted to help him take it even further.
Wow, that's incredible.
He wanted Daryl to expand his business, hire more people, make a real difference.
That's going way beyond just helping one person.
It's about investing in social change.
Yeah. Musk understood that what Daryl was doing was about more than just fixing electronics. It was about creating opportunities. A sense of community.
And with that new investment, Daryl was able to do even more.
Like what?
He got a real storefront on a busy street.
Wow.
He hired a couple of employees who had been through tough times themselves,
That's great.
giving them a chance to rebuild their lives.
It's like a ripple effect of good.
And he kept using his story to help others.
To advocate for those in need.
It's like his little shop became this beacon of hope.
A place where second chances were possible.
Where people could connect and support each other.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
And even with all that success, Daryl never forgot where he came from.
I mean, how could he?
There's this really touching part in the story.
Okay.
This little kid brings his broken toy car to Daryl's shop to get it fixed.
Aw.
And while they're talking, the kid asks, "Do you ever see that man who helped you, the one who gave you the money?"
Oh, that's so sweet.
I know. And Daryl smiles and says, "Sometimes, but the real help was inside me all along. He just reminded me it was there."
Wow, that's deep.
Right. It shows that even though support from others can be huge, real change has to start with you.
You have to believe in yourself.
Recognize your own strength.
And have the courage to go after what you want.
Daryl's story is proof that we all have the power to make a difference.
In our own lives and in the world.
It's about finding your talents, embracing your resilience.
And never giving up on the idea that anything is possible.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with something to think about.
Okay.
It builds on everything we've talked about today.
I'm listening.
So imagine for a second, someone comes up to you and offers you $10,000.
Okay.
But there's a catch. They tell you you got to use it to build something that'll last.
Something sustainable.
Exactly. Something that changes your life for the better.
And helps others too.
Right. What would you do?
That's a tough one.
It really makes you think outside the box, right?
It does. It's not about just getting a quick buck.
It's about using that money as a springboard.
To create something with real meaning.
That benefits you and the people around you.
I think a big part of Daryl's story is about changing your mindset.
Totally.
He went from feeling stuck to realizing he had the power to change things.
To take control of his life.
And that's something anyone can do.
It's about recognizing your own potential.
Your passions, your skills.
And using those to create something amazing.
Maybe it is starting a business like Daryl.
Or maybe it's investing in your education.
Learning a new skill that opens up more opportunities.
Or maybe it's something completely different.
Something that addresses a need in your community.
Something you're passionate about.
The possibilities are endless, really.
The key is to think long-term.
Not just about the immediate reward.
But about the lasting impact you can create.
Daryl's story shows that even a small act of faith.
Yeah, believing in someone's potential.
It can have these huge ripple effects.
Way bigger than you might imagine.
And it doesn't have to be just about money either.
It could be about sharing your knowledge.
Mentoring someone.
Or just lending a helping hand.
It's about understanding that we're all connected.
That our actions, no matter how small, can make a difference.
They really can.
So as you go about your day, think about Daryl's story.
Let it inspire you.
Remember that resilience, resourcefulness, and belief in yourself are powerful tools.
They can help you achieve anything you set your mind to.
We hope this deep dive has sparked some ideas.
And left you feeling empowered to make a positive change.
In your own life and in the world around you.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep believing in the power of human potential.